All right, let's get started. Okay, so I've been tracking for a little bit before I started. Because I didn't want to do all of it on stream because that's boring. Nobody wants to watch people track. Hello, Saus. Good to see you. So I didn't do anything. I just separated out the phone points from the camera points and I just started tracking. So there's nothing, the music's loud, oops. So, can I explain briefly? Oh yeah. I guess I kind of just did, didn't I? I'll do it again. So you can pretend that we did nothing a few days ago when I started this. Just pretend I tracked the phone and, you know, I've made a new object, so I've got my camera and my object here, and I've started tracking points for both. That's all you have to imagine. That's all I've done, just track points. Because the solve is going to be from scratch. I'm going to be taking these points into Synthesize 1709 if it doesn't work here immediately. Because I don't know if I just had weirdness coming from 1809. What am I using? 1809? Anyway, Wig, hello. Good to see you again. And Weeaboo, hi master. I guess I shouldn't have said hi master. All right, so I'm just gonna track a couple more points and knock this camera out. Because I said I would do a solve, and also solving the camera will also maybe help get a better focal length, which will help solve the phone. So here I'm just gonna BS this point behind. I'm not gonna do any offset tracking because the camera has a bit of rotation. There's not much point in offsetting to a corner like this, only to have the camera roll and screw up my tracker. There was a strong urge to make a "that's how I roll" joke. Fought it off valiantly. Valiantly. I can't pronounce words. Akam, how can you solve cameras separately? Pretty simply. Let me show you in 1 second. So to solve things separately, really it's just go to your object, under the solver, disable the object, go back to camera, and solve. That's about it. And then once you're done with the camera, if you're happy with the camera, let's say you've refined it, you've smoothed your path, it's looking super pretty, you can disable your camera and then just work on your object. That's it. That's all it is. Gotcha. All right, so with that out of the way, let's go and re-enable my camera for now. And my object, why not? Just for later. Now, did I finish this point? Nope, we gotta track in the other direction. I don't have too many points to track on this camera. I'm not gonna do too many. We're just gonna do enough where I can construct this bus out of a box, project it all, solve, and just have it done pretty quickly. We're not going for 100% bus. Oh, by the way, I have a bug right now. So my tracker, my direction is forward, my playback is forward, but every time I go ahead every frame, okay, well, it's not doing it now. But there was a little issue where there's an issue that comes up sometimes where if you try to track forwards, your tracker just disables itself for no reason at all. But I found if you just click and create a new tracker, delete it, it fixes the point. But now apparently I know that if you just swap around the rooms a bit or do something else, it'll correct itself. So knock this out of the way. Thankfully, Synthesize only needs a minimum of 4 trackers to pull a solve. Doesn't mean that's what you want to go with. But I am going to take advantage of that for this bus. I really like the panel back here. Get right in the center of the blur. Oh no, is this a ticker? I think the ticker might be animating a street sign. Might not be able to use this. I don't trust tracking a corner. Actually, I don't know if I trust tracking that thing at all. Well, it's blinking, it just turned off, so I'm not gonna track it. Let's track the roof. I just need a point off in the distance. Thankfully, the mic is cutting off how aggressively I am pelting my keyboard. Just trying to nudge this point around at lightning pace. Something that I would love, you can hold control and your nudge speed is cut in half, but I wish that if you held shift, that your nudge speed would just go like, I don't know, if you can set the amount of pixels you want to travel, so instead of like, oh, my tracker jumps way over off into the distance, instead of mousing it back, I can hold shift and now it jumps like 50 pixels at a time. So you can just snap it over there, lightning fast. No mouse required. This is a very sloppy point. Akam, I think you can. You can? No way. Get out of here. I would love to know how. Please bless me. I saw something like that before. If you can find that or figure it out, I don't know what I would do. Thoughts and prayers your way. Good vibes. I never thought through the whole reward system yet, so thoughts and prayers. Getting kind of sick of that point. All right. What easy points can I get now just to knock this out? This looks easy. I only need like 2 or 3 more points and I'm done. This corner is tracking very well. Happy times. Happy tracks, happy times. Put that on a shirt, please. That'd be the worst shirt. Happy track, happy times. What a dumb shirt. I don't know why I insist on streaming so late now. Keep slurring my words. Keep making stupid comments. Keep distracting myself. Oh man, this thing almost stayed, that point almost stayed until the end of the frame range. That would have been great. Let's track this little piece of tape. The noise here, this is a very thin light line on gray noisy backdrop. It's going to be very jittery. This is the kind of point where you want to make sure if you're going to track it fast, make sure you track more than just that one point. Like track the other end of the tape. Make sure that if you only have one point in this area and it's bumping around, that's going to show up in your solve. So make sure you have more than one point so the noise kind of, you know, blends into itself. I doubt I'm going to track that other piece of that other end of the tape. I don't know. I might offset this point out. We'll see. Okay, I'm just going to speed through this. Screw the bumps. We're living with the bumps. Actually, we're not doing too bad. Not too bumpy. I did go back a few frames and buff out a couple areas. Like this. Also, something I'm curious if it looks satisfying. What if I show the velocity while I track? Wonder if this looks cool. For anybody who doesn't know, velocity in your graph editor, it shows the average speed of your tracker across all the frames. So if you have like a sudden pop, like I'm intentionally making right now, see it came up as a sudden spike, a change of speed on those frames. Let me just get that out of there. It's kind of annoying seeing it that size. Let's just shrink it up there. I know there's a view. Like, I know there is a viewport for this. You can go up to, what is it? What is it, this? Whoa, no. I don't like Simutrack. I don't like this stuff. I don't remember what it is. There is something that shows the velocity at the bottom, but I can't remember how to do it. Honestly, I don't really look at the velocity too often while I'm tracking. Walnut, Matt Merck always uses the camera and graphs workspaces in his tutorials, I've noticed. Yeah, that's not how I like to work. For a number of reasons. But I'm not going to say that they aren't helpful. Except if I feel that I need them, I usually employ their help afterwards. Actually, I haven't had time to catch up on Matt Merck's last couple of videos. Well, I think I missed one. I had to sit and watch that. I've been watching a whole bunch of like Fusion tutorials because I'm getting ready to do some projects here and I'm gonna have to start compositing, and I don't own Nuke. But Fusion, the more that I've looked at it, the more that I've started to figure out the features that I really wanted in it that I didn't know were there before. So now I'm a little bit more motivated to jump in. So the past couple of days I've just been binge watching crash course videos, and yeah. Calvin, who is master in tracking industry? Wait, I missed a couple messages. Let me go up top. Milo, hi there. Actually, it's been some time, Milo. Good to see you. And Walnut, yeah, I don't use it either. Just something I noticed. Yeah, I personally, I'm the person who thinks that. Wait, do I have the hotkey for this? I think watching trails all the time is kind of useless. Don't use those. I think monitoring the velocity doesn't help until you're troubleshooting. Because if you have a pop in your tracker, and if you don't see your image move in the first place, you should notice that kind of thing. You really should. Definitely though, I still will, once I have a lot of trackers, I do select them all and I take a quick gloss over just to see what everything is doing to make sure that there's no sudden spike or a tracker accidentally jumped to another feature by accident. So I will take a look at that. Simutrack, the Simutrack stuff, I'll be honest, it does not help me to see the patterns because I don't use key smooth. So I will not adjust an individual pattern to match and then hope that the whatever number of frames interpolate before. So it's not something that I want to personally see. And again, like if I want to look at the patterns, I'm typically going to all my patterns here and I'm watching for like spikes. Like here, I can see all these spikes that, you know, I'm tracking this quick, so I left these intentionally. I could just jump through the keys themselves with A and F, fixing all those keys, and I'm spamming A and F really quick, going back a number of keys to watch, just feel the flow of it. And you don't feel that flow when you're looking at the thumbnails stacked side by side. So I personally don't like the Simutrack thumbnails. You don't get that feel from it. And once you've fixed all these keys, yeah, I might turn on the key smooth and then you can give it a playback through, and then Synthesize will clean up all of your in-between frames. Let's see. Akam, Calvin, who is master in tracking industry? My boss, maybe. He's my boss, Jared, at Track VFX. He is very good at iterating in Synthesize and troubleshooting all these problems that I have occasionally. Like when I do these streams, I typically pick some stuff that I'm able to do. I can do a lot of nifty stuff that Jared can't do, but Jared can also do a lot of nifty stuff that I can't do. And we've seen a lot of people in other parts of the match move industry at times who, like seniors who do some strange stuff. I haven't personally met like what I would say would be an amazing match move artist personally. But that would be because those guys are employed. So we're not really going to see them just looking around for jobs and stuff. They're out there. It's just that I haven't had a chance to meet them. So for me, my reference is the best tracker that I've met is, well, my boss. Yeah, and he's really, really good at troubleshooting and iterating at stuff and figuring out distortions and jumping in and out of 3D equalizer. Yeah, at Track VFX, I'm kind of the deforming guy. If you have some weird shot with some weird kind of thing that we've never done before and we had to figure it out, it's kind of thrown at my face violently. And I'm just kind of left squirming in the mud of the studio. We have mud in our studio. We have a lot of dirt laid out on the floor, and we've sprayed it down with water for some reason. So we've got mud at Track VFX, and I wallow in it desperately, trying to find solutions to problems that I wish we didn't have. I'm tired. Saying dumb shit like that means I'm tired. Anyway, Akam, in VFX industry. Oh yeah, okay. Walnut, I look at the velocity if I'm cleaning up auto tracks, but otherwise not too much. That's the same actually. I mainly use them for auto tracks. I don't use them too much for manuals because my manuals, I don't usually stop a manual until I've went through and like, okay, this looks okay. And sometimes if there's a little bit of pops, I make sure there's many more trackers in the area. So a little pop just becomes digital noise that you'll never see. Because that's the point of auto tracking too, is you put so many points that every little pop is just averaged out and it doesn't mean anything. Akam, how come you want to jump to Fusion? I want to jump to Fusion because, well, since I have the Blackmagic camera that's acting as my very expensive webcam at this moment, you know, I have Resolve for free. I have Fusion Studio for free. I saw people talking about Fusion on Matt Merck's Discords some time ago. And I just thought, okay, I should start looking into this. I don't own Nuke. And I never want to use Blender's. I never want to use Blender's compositor. I just don't like it. I've used Blender for a long time. I don't like its compositor. Now I've forgotten how to use it, and when I've refreshed myself on it, it has such annoying things. And Fusion looks pretty awesome. I'm concerned about Fusion's 3D navigation a little bit. That's what I'm delving into at the moment. My big thing was I really wanted to have a reconcile 3D. What happens if I solve this now? It died. I wanted something like reconcile 3D in Nuke. Found out you can do it in Fusion, so that's cool, and that makes me happy. Oh no, I wanted to disable that object for now. Disable. But I need a compositor here soon. I need a compositor that I can learn and just actually have a copy, because I'm nearing some projects that I'm going to be doing. As much as I love Nuke, if I had the money, I would go Nuke all the way. But I'm kind of gonna halt my learning on it. I'm okay at it. I can do stuff in Nuke. I can do stuff in Nuke, all right. I'm not a master at it, but at this point, I'm just gonna see if I can get very sufficient in Fusion. Get Indie? Nah, I don't want Indie. Because do they still have that problem with third-party plugins? Is that still a thing that people don't like about Indie? They fixed it? Oh. It depends, because that's still a lot of money, and Fusion's free. For me. We'll see. I'm gonna have to give Fusion a try and see if I run into any walls. Didn't they also have a resolution cap in Indie? If you don't need deep, then Fusion is the same as Nuke. I don't need deep. Oh, is it worth tracking here? I'm gonna track it here. Oh, get out of here. Okay. Of course, my noodly little fingers need to get in the way of everything. All right, that's gone. Let's see. Home stretch. Okay, what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 4 trackers here. 4 trackers nope, 2 trackers at the end. So let me brighten up the gamma. I don't want gamma. That was terrible. And sure, why not? I'm gonna bump the blur up to like 3 or something. I'm not gonna use noise. I don't like that noise reduce. Well, I like it for some shots. It's you know, not always the best for me. So if you exclude deep and smart vectors, you literally have the same tools. Smart vectors would be cool to have, but I didn't really have too much use for them. Yeah, I can deal without smart vectors. Don't know why I didn't track this point before. This point is a freaking angel. No noise. Nothing. This track is clean. Oh, got a little bit drift there, more than I was hoping for, so I'll fix that. There we go, done. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 trackers here on this frame. Okay, what happens? Solve. Nope. Let's go solver. Pick a couple starting frames and go. Hey, look at that. We got to solve. Okay, does this actually just last? Also, distortion. Let's turn this on to calc. Oh. Oh my. What happened? What? Oh. Well, that's not right. Unye. Yay. You should be Unye. That was a bad joke, man. That was a terrible joke. Should have tracked these rivets here, or screws. You wouldn't call this a rivet, right? I don't think this is a rivet. That's not a rivet. Forget I said rivet. I know what a rivet is. I can just let this one track through. This one's pretty clean. No babysitting. Yeah, ... Yeah, it didn't land. Did not land. All right, so go. New Synthize being a fun time. That is gnarly distortion, man. Why is that happening? I bet you things inverted. So if I look at these points here, where's my points? Oh, wow. Look at that. I was kind of hoping that I would get a free solve just to get the distortion, but looks like I'm going to do my distortion manually, and then I'm going to solve the bus with projected points. There are 10 people watching. That's cool. Walnut, sometimes the perspective view makes the distortion look weird. Yeah, some of the more extreme distortions, this viewport can't even really display. Like there's a point where it's just impossible. You could see the polygons of the mesh just going crazy. You're kind of getting those blender texture project warp stuff going on. Okay, so let me quickly dot down a couple lines, and I'm just gonna hit this distortion manually. Let's reset everything. Get rid of the radars. Eyesore. If I remember, Dimitri, I'm going to keep remembering you as Dimitri because I think that's what you said your name was at one point. Hello again. Nuke has a geo tracker plugin. It's very useful for geo tracking, especially for small objects, where it is difficult to place the required number of trackers during normal tracking in software. Yeah, the Keen Tools tracker. The Keen Tools tracker is awesome. I wish that I had money for it. We use it at work sometimes. Sometimes we get a project come along that it is useful to rent Keen Tools for a little bit, and we have in the past knocked out a bunch of phone shots. And I used it and Mocha, and we've used it for faces and stuff. Keen Tools, awesome. It would be a fun one to use it on here. I don't know how well the GeoTracker will do without you having to constantly refine and repin the object because of the reflections in my finger, which you can mask out. Yeah, I would love to see how what it does with this. Acom, 30 days free. I think I might have used my 30 days a long time ago. Okay, so let me do this distortion now. I'm gonna get rid of these lines that I did because I did that on the phone some time ago. Oh my god, hold on. Wait. It's so hot in my place. Let me go open a window or something in my living room just to try and get a draft going over there. One moment. Okay. Why I gotta live in Vancouver, where it's south enough of Canada to not need... Wait. Nobody has AC in Vancouver. It doesn't get that hot to justify it. So when it cooks, it cooks. Okay, bus. So going to drop down a line, not oriented, bring it over here, and let's just bring in a couple more lines, just a reference. And is this straight? I have no clue if this is straight. Looks pretty good though. I don't really have any other lines that I trust, so I am going to go with this. I might actually keep those lines. I'm going to use them for my orientation later. Later, I mean right now. I'm going to keep them for right now. Whoops. It's kind of a weird thing, is if you have distortion, you can't select the line in the middle. You have to imagine where the line is without distortion. So click here. Let's go on Y. Parallel to Y. And I imagine this bar is straight. Walnut, is that Nuke GeoTracker different from doing the thing where you track based on geometry in GeoH panel and Synthize? It's a lot better. GeoH tracking with mesh to actually track and solve in Synthize. It's not very good. Yeah, it's in Synthize, it doesn't do a very good job on a lot of scenarios. I've never had a scenario where it's worked for me, honestly. I've tried it for a lot of random stuff. But yeah, the Keen Tools, geometry tracking, like probably the best geo tracking I've ever seen. Yeah, face tracking, geo tracking, all that, like it's amazing in Keen Tools. I shouldn't have made this an X line. I'm gonna make sure that this is on Z, and you can see it's line pointed back, so that's good. Parallel to Z. Try not to get short lines like what I just did here. You don't want short lines. Longer is better. Walnut, yeah, I've never gotten it to work, but I always assumed it was an issue on my end. Yeah, you need very ideal conditions for geometry tracking to work. I love pinning, and I love using GeoH for like hinging objects, jaws. Like, I use it to get joints to help drive my rotomations. I use it for bow and arrows. Man, we did some really cool arrows for The Walking Dead. I did some of Daryl Dixon and Carol, like some of their arrows, and GOH helped me tremendously for it. I love GOH, man. Every time I use GOH though, it's always a process of re-remembering and re-navigating all of the weird kind of constraints about it. So I don't know how comfortable I am trying to teach it, because that stream, the day I do it, is going to be me screwing up the whole way until I get it working. Okay, so I've been looking for X lines. I'm going to be desperate and go for these short ones. Parallel. Let's hope the top of the seat is level. I hope the bar is level. I don't really want to do the bar. Maybe this is level with this, but that's a pretty big gamble, so I'm not going to do it. Oh, I could get this. Whoa, did the viewers just like migrate over to YouTube? It's like the Twitch people just went away and then moved over to YouTube or something. Weird. All right, so let's go and align this. I'm just gonna take a look at it over here, hit align. Oh, on-axis alignment check lines are mutually incompatible. What did I do? Okay, doesn't look like hold on, I'm gonna... just darken it up so I can see. So lines are mutually incompatible, huh? But what lines? I have two on-axis lines. Oh, I see it. Wow. Oh, wait. No. We're fine. Walnut, I really want to get into GOH more. I recently learned that shift clicking on the align button does different stuff. Does it? I got a manual die for that now. What is causing this? I don't see a problem. For now, let's go parallel Z. And I'm gonna swap this one to on Z, and I'm gonna flip it. Wait, maybe Alt or Control, one of those. Temporarily change some lines to be on... Wait, was that just because I changed things? Temporarily changed some lines to be on axis. Make sure these changes... Huh? Oops. On-axis alignment checklines are mutually incompatible. One or more must be changed end for end. SE bug maybe happens sometimes to me. It could be. I'm going to reduce some of the lines, because maybe some of these lines are so screwing up in such an extreme manner that I can't calculate it. No? These shouldn't have to intersect. I used to make them so that they intersect. Let's change this. These two around. Okay, let's try and make on X an on-axis line. Get rid of this. What am I doing wrong? Delete lines and make. Oh yeah, that's yeah. Okay, now let's keep it basic on Y. And we're going to start with an X. And then we'll go to the Y, and I'm not going to include a third axis. All right, what's this going to do? Okay, so that's kind of a trippy size. I either Shift, Alt, or Control clicked on the Align button and it gave me like a try harder option and then a bunch of different options for the alignment or something. What? What if that's a new Synthesize thing? Whoa! Is this the desired solution? Eh, sure. 56 more. Oh! $56 more. Is this Oh, that is awesome. That is super cool. Walnut. You candy of a human being. That is awesome. That's cool. I like that. Maybe it was 2102. Ah, I was right. That is super handy to know. Oh, what? Okay, how did that happen? Y, up, X that way. Except Y up. What? Y up, Maya. Y at Maya? Oh, LiDAR axis. You know what? I want to go into old Synthesize. Glad I'm not going insane. I was beginning to question everything. Alright, I'm getting kind of sick of this version of Synthesize. I'm going to see if all my problems go away in 1709 as they typically do. So I'm going to save this. And I'm gonna file merge. Make names unique? Yes. Yes, sir. I probably should have exported them as plain text files just to completely, you know, just blank trackers. Interesting. Huh. I think I found a bug. That might be a bug. All right, I'm just going to reconstruct my file. Taking the long way around. Okay, these points. File. Defaults, okay. Calvin, you don't think new versions of Synthesize got better? They have a lot of new features. I just don't like the solving. I don't like the new... Okay, I like the new algorithm. You know what's funny? Every time I talk about this, I keep having to say, I don't like the... Actually, I like the new algorithms. I do like new versions of Synthesize. The solving, I understand where it's trying to go. Except it's not predictable. And I don't understand the manual. I keep getting screwed over in a lot of my shots when I try to solve them. And then I go back to an old Synthesize and it's just amazing. It works in like one click. All right, so close this. Save, yes. New. All right. Let's not bring in the phone points just yet. Let's just do this. Like latest version I got, it's pretty good. I'd be interested to see what the most complex scenes that you are working on would be. Because I can make simple shots work amazing. But when I get into more complex multi-object and deforming stuff, then it just starts to die. Okay, so we have a bit of an inverted solve here. So between these two frames, I'm going to cycle through the hints. Hey, there we go. That looks more natural. And our solve went from 4 to 1. Also, it's playing too fast, so we'll go normal speed. Okay, my latest version when I got is Walnut. Why are the trackers so wide? I don't understand why Synthesize will stretch them out every time you import them, but it's kind of annoying. It's kind of funny too. You know what I actually appreciate about it is that when they're wide, it's kind of the easiest way to know that trackers are imported. If you were to open up somebody else's file, so when I'm tracking, you don't usually stretch your tracker around, so you can kind of tell like what points are yours compared to the import. All right, so we have a solve now. I'm gonna jump over into refine and let's orient and get the bus going now and see if we can just get this out of here. I like this frame. I'm gonna hide the lens grid. I should have just dragged that line over. Whatever. So we have that. And let's see, we're gonna get our Z line. And see if old Synthesize actually works. Maybe there's something impossible here. Maybe one of these windows or the bus thing is like slanted down a little bit. I didn't think this bus would have a slanted roof. Some of our buses here in Vancouver do. Okay, let's just hit this. Danasa, hello. Okay, please, 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 please. Oh my God, it did it. It did it. All right, everybody in the chat's getting pizza. Give me all your addresses. Okay, so I gotta go back to that frame that I did the alignment on, and let's start putting down a box. Love boxes. Wait. I am very confused. Yeah. Akam, yay. Unhei, finally get a pizza. Oh yeah, you didn't get pizza. Weeaboo, thumbs up. Didn't you say that you're in Japan, Weeaboo? You're gonna get some cold pizza. Okay, so this box, oh, it's tall. It's tall. Sorry, I was looking at it and I was so confused about its shape. I thought that I was having a weird, trippy viewport artifact. Okay, so we're going to invert normals. Increase the division so that we can actually see the distortion and not have the polygons call out at the edge of the screen like they do. In very normal. Unhei, you want to invert normal because all the faces of the square are facing outwards. So because you have back faces, like if I turn on back faces on and off to show both sides, you know, that's that. But if you invert normals, then the face normals are pointing inwards and you can see it. Yes, yes, yes. So now, let's see. Okay, so I have a box. Actually, I might not start with a box because I have to stitch up this environment a little bit. I might actually do this in Maya really quickly. Yeah, let's do this in Maya real quick. Also, I should save this new file. Mind the thousands of versions I do this so I can get rid of my recent files list. Actually, let's call this new. Cubico TV. Man, Synthize is incredible. I love Synthize. Synthize is fast. It's pretty quick. And it's, compared to other software, it's fast. And it does a lot of really nifty stuff and has a lot of really cool features tucked away that you could just go and find. Also, there's even extra rooms and tabs. Like you can right click, add room, and there's all this other stuff here that isn't even on display. What was I doing? Oh yeah, well, I gotta quickly make this bus in Maya. I need a little bit, I gotta trust my geo for this part a little bit more. So I'm gonna make my geo to project onto. So let's jump over to Maya. Oh, I have to, hold on, sorry. I also have to apply my distortion before I do this. Applied my ASCII and then export that file again, overwrite, sure. And I am going to need this plate. Akam, I love PF Track. I wish I could afford it. Yeah, same here. I love PF Track too. I wouldn't ditch for PF Track. Not until I get to know PF Track more. But back when I used to use it, it was awesome. Okay, this plate is now cached. Let's save the sequence real quick. And I'm gonna go plates. And if you don't see anything, come and change to whatever your sequence is, EXR. Now you can see it. I'm gonna select the first file. And let's just rename this to JPG. And somewhere in the file, just go UD for undistort. And there we go, that's my new sequence. Start. gone. And now in my, oh, Maya's not even here. I'm gonna go Control O for open and just immediately paste right here, open. I wish I could just load things this easily in Blender. Okay, camera 1, and I'm going to take the image plane and I'm just gonna type in _UD, and then at the end, change from EXR to JPEG, enter, hey. Make sure that our frame cache is higher than the amount of frames that we have. All right, so what frame did I do that alignment on? Let me quickly make this bust now. Lens, at frame, okay, it was at frame 118. All right, so bus now. I'm not even gonna worry about where the points are at this point. So I don't even care that my camera orientation is just super weird. I'm gonna rotate this because I want the normals to face the right way. Let's go with a use background and turn on aliasing. And also, I'm going to select my plane, go over to the inputs, turn down the divisions. I still can't see through it. Why is that? Oh, I put a surface shader on it. Oops. Use background. All right, so we have this, and I'm going to turn on symmetry. So Shift, Control, right click, symmetry, bam. Quick test. Hey, yeah, it's working. All right. So let's go ahead and bring this down and bring this up. And now, going to hold shift, extrude. Actually, let's bring this one out. I can't see a depth for this, so I'm actually looking way off in the distance at this wall and trying to see where that curvature kind of hits the wall over here. So I hope that is it. And I extruded this, trying to watch for where the window meets. And we're just gonna pray that that's what we need. I hate seeing the image plane here. I'm gonna grab that, looking through camera only. Also, wireframe on shaded. All right. Oh no, I moved my camera. Let's lock this. Okay, now let's get some divisions on here so we can see what's happening. Interesting. Can't put any... Oh, there we go. Weird. All right, so these look pretty even. Something I might as well do is let's go shift right click. Nope, my bad. Shift right click, cut. Get this. Now I'm going to grab this here, shift right click, transform component, and where is it? Here we go. And I'm going to push this back, get some of that curvature back in there. Okay. So let's take all of these, add divisions to faces, just so I can see what's going on over here. I don't really like the extreme faces at the end. Let's actually undo that. And let's just grab this stuff. Okay, this is our bus. So I'm gonna take this over the Synthesize and just quickly see how it works. Actually, let me just look at things. Okay, the perspective looks nice. Window looks awesome. This window looks pretty good too. The seats down here, the floor, it all looks awesome. All right, yeah, let's take it to Synthesize. Let's give it a try. So, File, Export Selection. Sure, let's just put it, now let's go over to Exports. Bus, Prox, C, sure. Version 1 in case I make some changes. All right, so over here I'm gonna go to 3D. You can go up to File, Import Mesh. I always, for some reason, go to the Objects, Import Wand. I don't know why I do it like that. Do I want to strip the normals? Nah, I don't really like doing that. We got some funny looking faces, but it's okay. So I'm going to take a couple points. I don't mind that some of these aren't exactly a good fit. In fact, let's take these two instead. Not this. I might have to track one more point here. Walnut, there's a lonely little cylinder in the scene. Is there? No way. In Maya or? Whoa. Would you look at that? There we go. There's that lonely little cylinder now. All depressed because it has no friends. Look at it. It's like me. Oh, he's so sad. I'm pretty happy with this, man. I like this. Cool. All right. Okay, let me put one more point right now. I was sitting wondering if I should. I'm gonna, and get it out of the way so we can solve this bus and then just get onto the phone, because this is not what I wanted to spend my whole night doing. Oh, I'm not gonna track this point. Okay, I didn't want to track this. I don't really trust it too much, but let's just track this. It's easy. I don't care about the noise. Wig, nice. Walnut, I will strive to be friends with that cylinder. I need to export and save that cylinder for something. I don't know what. All right, that's knocked out fast. Again, noise, we're not caring about noise. If you're ever working for a match move company and you just play your tracker through like that, don't do that. It may look smooth, but there's like a lot of noise and stuff in here. There's like little pops and stuff that we don't like. Like right here, this is pretty bad. A lot of people do that and they just give us points like that, and it's terrible. If you ever work for us and you give us points like that, you will be physically assaulted. And the back of my hand will be assaulted too, because it'll have inflicted pain from said assault that I will present upon you for giving me bad tracks. If your face hurts my hand, I'm gonna be upset. All right, Geo back. Cool, let's take our points. I'm gonna take these two. We got this, we got this. I needed 4 points. All right, please work. We're gonna go turn constrain on, go. Whoa, that was clean. It didn't even move. Like, I mean, the Geo didn't even move. So this is likely a very nice, yeah, and the points are just sitting there very nicely. All right, let's watch it. Oh, it's so satisfying. Oh, it's so clean. What are the radars doing? What's the error? That point was pretty bad. I saw that slide. 1.2, that's all right. I know Wig sent that message saying nice a while ago, but I'm gonna pretend it just arrived and is complimenting my solve. Thanks, Wig. Okay, now, just because there's a couple frames here where there's only 3 trackers, I'm gonna put one quick tracker just here and it'll solve and our camera's done. We're gonna move on to the phone. I need to get this out of the way. I don't want a part 3 on this phone. Wig, no worries. All right, we're gonna ignore that. And now this area, hey, solved. Good times. All right, so let me quickly refine this. So I shouldn't really refine this because it's a wide angle. The trackers are gonna kind of trap the camera into the most likely path that my hands were taking it in. So we might just harm my track if I do this, but let's give it a try. I'm gonna go filtering, turn my frequency right up, I don't know, 15, and see if we can get rid of any like micro spikes. Okay, so you can see the path moved quite a bit. I'm gonna turn this up even more. Maybe turn it down. Turn it up. I don't know. This is just me guessing. I just want something. All right, we're gonna go with that little bit of something. Now I'm gonna go axis lock, position, get that smooth path loaded in here. Constraint is on. Now we're gonna keep this path and hit solve, fix the rotations. The solve error has changed slightly. Our shot is refined a little bit. Slight smooth. Walnut, you should place lonely cylinder on the phone as test object once you finish the solve. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. All right. Because I modeled a bus and I don't want to reposition this bus later, I'm gonna keep this scale and synthesize. I'm gonna scale this in Maya later. All right, we're done with the camera, the phone. Sorry, we're gonna go to. Oh my God, we're done with the camera. We're gonna go to the phone. He needs a purpose. I think that's his calling. His calling? His calling is to sit there and feel sad so that I and others may be happy. This guy sucks in all the sad. He's kind of like a sad vacuum. He sucks in all the sad, but leaves the happy, so that all of us can just kind of being happy. I'm tired, man. Again. All right, phone. Let's go to the phone. So I'm going to disable the camera. I'm going to set the lens to known. We don't want that to change anymore. And now we're going to go shot, add moving object, file, import 2D tracker paths, and we're going to bring in our phone points. Make sure my defaults are set. Okay. Okay, so I was aware that I do have to track a couple more points on this. Oh no. Oh no. I exported these points while the distortion. Oh, okay, sorry. See, the trackers are not sitting in their correct positions. They are all off. So how do we fix that? I'm gonna undo, and I have to import them without the distortion applied. Lens workflow, undo earlier run. Your solve is still the same, so no tears. No tears, please. Wow, what am I doing? Import, 2D tracker pass, phone, defaults. Okay, there we go. The points stick. Now, let's lens workflow, redistorted to, okay. There we go, now they work. Thirsty. Walnut. How could there be tears? Lonely cylinder absorbed them. Oh man. I like that cylinder, man. All right. Something I do want to try real quick is I want to see if this phone will solve better initially than new Synthesize than what it did the other day. So let me very quickly toss in a plane. And I'm going to zero it out, center everything. Cool. Again, we're not worried about scale or anything right now. We're going to do that later. All right, F3. Oh my God, this is ugly as hell. First off, I'm going to go view, lit wireframes off. Hey, it's nice. I'm going to hit G on my keyboard, hide the ground plane. And now we're going to go into world size. Now I don't want to change the world size. I want to go edit, scene settings, object size right down. Okay, let's see. I am going to go window, hierarchy view, which is your outliner here. I am going to hide the bus. I don't want to see that. And now let's go pinning, create edit pins, and I'm going to hold control on my keyboard so I snap to a vertice. And I am going to turn on depth is fixed. Nope. Width. Walnut, does the world size affect anything other than the displayed scale of the scene? Yeah. Yeah. The world size will it'll act differently with far away points in your scene. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does affect, because I've had it affect how my points solve in the past, and I regularly adjust it on big scenes. So I would say yes. All right, so we have the phone, yeah. Let's go. Let's just select all the points. Drop. Okay, please. Just work. Just work. Oh, can't locate initial frames. That's fine. Calvin will help you. Look, it just worked so much better than new Synthesize. Let's make that a better color. Is this going to be visible? It's not too bad. Specifically trackers marked far, or literally just trackers that are far away. Literally trackers that are far away. Not far trackers. All right, let's see what we can do to improve this now. So it pops off here. I'm gonna swap into refine mode. And let's dot down a couple more points. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of panicking that this phone wasn't gonna work on me, and I was gonna spend so much more time screwing around, embarrassing myself. This is kind of a satisfying little icon to track. Enjoying this one. Nope, not when screen wrap comes and screws me over. No, come on, stop it. How did you drag the point without clicking on it? Drag up in this thumbnail view right here. Drag in the target view, top left corner. I like it because it's easier to click on than grabbing these lines. So I always just click and drag up here. I like when you drag a tracker and you just hold shift and it goes turbo. I just wish I could do that with nudge. Also, I wish I could do it in the target view because you hold shift here and it doesn't go fast. But if you grab a tracker, hold shift, it goes lightning speed. So you can bring it right back to wherever you need it to be. And then let go, find control. And then you can just continue on with control and get that fine move. Also, the screen's shutting down here. I'm done with this point. Oh my god. My skin, it looks like either like a lizard or sand dunes. It looks like a map. Walnut, they should make shift and nudge keys do that. I know. What I want is I want a tracker. So you're nudging. It goes, all right, here's like 1 pixel, whatever you set. And you hold control and it goes by half. I want to hold shift and let the tracker literally go like jump in like these massive increments so that you can just immediately hold shift and jump it right back into the area. You know, like I want that so badly. if my suggestion stuff wasn't expired, if I wasn't off of a like 4-year-old version of Synthize, I would submit that as an idea or as a suggestion. All right, so that part that crapped out, let's see, where is it? So here we are, janky phone. Let's solve, see if this point does anything. Yeah, that point helped out a lot. What is this? What is that? Oh, that's the camera, nice. Oh, you can see I didn't nail this area very well. I want that too. Maybe I'll suggest it. Do it. Do it. You're gonna get more pizza than anybody else in the chat. Akam, you should ask Russ. I want that, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, I need to. Eventually, I'll have to make the jump and just buy myself the newest Synthize. Just get it over with. I do like it. I have used it. It's awesome. Okay, so what am I improving now? I should track the flashlight. Walnut, wasn't there something about 2102, meaning you could have 1709, you couldn't have 1709 anymore, or am I misremembering? Yeah, a lot of people have told me that, and also people at work have told me too that when they got the new Synthize, they couldn't use, it messed up old versions of Synthize. So we don't use new Synthize at work. Because we're not comfortable with the solver. And we cannot give up older Synthize that has been so reliable for us. Wow, at that point I really can't make that one last too long. Yeah, so this area will be a little bit tricky. This might be a fix in Maya or something. Yeah, this pot, there isn't too much. I could just track the screen, I guess. Ciao, hello. Good to see you. So, you've come to watch a phone, huh? Let me actually track the beveled screen corner. All right, I'm gonna stop it there and go back in the other direction. Surprised there's even 9 people watching. This is something I would consider, at this stage, very boring. Lifeless, really. Okay, I don't know about this. Okay, I'm gonna project right here. There we go. Solve. Okay, kind of helped out. I brought the phone back a little bit. Come on, Cash. Go. Walnut, I mean, at my level of synthesized knowledge, I can learn stuff just watching you track, so I'm not picky. Yeah, I like just watching random stuff. Same thing. It's kind of how I'm learning Fusion right now. I'm just kind of watching tutorials that are way out of my league at the moment, but they always have these nifty little tricks or give me a roadmap for the future. I should, while this point is on and this point is here, if I look over here, we might see that that point is inside the, yes it is. Let's take the tracker size down a little bit. I know I have crosshairs on, a little tough to see, but that one point is solving inside the screen of the phone. So while this point is active and sitting on the surface, I'm going to use it for this point, or I'm going to drop this point on. So drop, there we go. Now we can see where it should be. And I might have to drop the other side once we get to it. Actually, what is this? Why is that so bad? I don't know. For now, let's hit this with a solve. Hey, look at this. It looks like 2 points might have fixed themselves. Yeah, 2 points. Where the fun begins? Well, let me read that message in one moment. Oh yeah, that feels better. At the bottom of the screen. This isn't too bad. And this is like a little Maya fix. And I don't know if I don't really want to do the end of the phone here. I could just tack a tracker on the corners and just really crudely let it go, but I don't feel like it. Okay, where the fun begins. I wonder if there's anything to be gained in the screen transition portion. Considering you know its movement is locked along one of the object's axes, like is there a harder version of this track where you'd have to try find a way to extract some parallax there anyway, by offsetting points or something? I wonder if there's anything to be gained in the screen transition portion. Considering you know its movement is locked along one of the object's axes, like is there a harder version of this track where you've had to try to find a way to extract some parallax? I'll be honest, I'm missing something with the question. Yeah, there's so many different shot types. You probably have one in mind, and I have something different in mind, so I'm not too sure what you mean. What you wrote probably makes sense if I had a context of what kind of shot you were thinking of. Walnut, out of curiosity, have you been switching to the top-down layout for the nodes in Fusion, or have you been using it left to right? I have been using it left to right for now. I am going to switch to waterfall. I don't like the color coding and how the lines just snap to sides. I wish it was just organic, like Nuke. The arrows just point. I was gonna mess around with something, but I realized I don't even have a save file open. Okay, I think I might be done in Synthize. Pending a little scale thing. So, wow, I'm lost. Wow, it's kind of scaled already. When I drew out that plane, I kind of accidentally nailed it. I think I'll push it back just a little bit. Whole scale, and I'll bring this up. Wait, what are these? I scaled my camera. Oops. Object 1, whole scale. Yeah, I just wanted to bring it back to those camera points. Okay. We have that. I am so sick of Synthize now. Let's bring back the bus. Wow, spacing out now. Love magenta. You can see the axis. The axis looks slightly off here. That is an adjustment we can make. Okay. Okay. Where the fun begins? Like, as in the screen is sliding along the phone's vertical axis as you okay like as in the screen is sliding along the phone's vertical axis as you swipe it. And I wonder about a shot where, say, the phone screen is almost all swiping. I'm thinking out loud here, but like, does knowing these 5 track points are sliding vertically along the object's z-axis and staying the exact same distance from each other in x and y create a world where you could still get the parallax you need? No. Unfortunately not. You're at that point, depending on the phone. iPhones are kind of terrible with the bevel. It's because there's not really a sharp corner for you to reference and track. Luckily, this little white notch stays there, and the camera and the little notch corners stay there, and typically the battery, lights, the clock stay there. And usually some icons stick around. So if you're swiping and there's a case like that, and all you have is moving screen and all the corners are covered by fingers and the moving icons just aren't there. Yeah, that's really tough. That one I would probably do manually, and I would have to watch the perspective lines frame by frame and match it up in Maya. But knowing just one axis for a surface like that and getting a tracker on it won't really help you in Synthize. Okay, so let's go to Maya. Let's get this finished. I want to go to bed. I have work in the morning. I'm not going to use an ASCII file. I'm going to use a FBX. Film box, FBX. And sure, I'll dump it in the MyFi as well. No, I want to put in exports. Save. And with an FBX, I'm just going to hit defaults. So for now, I'm going to go marker type to null, which will give me locators. Or if you want cones, you can go chisel, wherever that was. Start frame, important, 1001. Everything else, I'm just going to leave. So, okay. Back to our sad cylinder. I'm going to keep you here, but I'm going to make you even sadder. You get to go and sit way down in the ether. There we go, right there in the dark depths. All by yourself. Okay, so this camera, I don't need this old camera now. So I'm going to go File, Import, and paste our FBX. Oh, the import button didn't highlight, so I'm gonna paste again. Import, there we go, weird. Okay, and now we're left with, the geometry looks kind of trippy coming out of SynthEyes. SynthEyes always messes with the geometry afterwards. Unless there's duplicates, there's a duplicate. Also, my faces got slashed, but whatever. Who knew he can get lonelier? Alright, Dimitri. Calvin, can I recommend the free Nuke lessons over 50 hours written by a good friend of mine, a composer from Framestore London? This could be useful for those who study both tracking and compositing. I mean, sure, if it has something to do with tracking. Like, here's the thing. I personally love seeing any courses I can, except I don't know if people on my Discord server or on the stream are like, they came here for tracking and they didn't come here to have other stuff advertised to them. Like, I don't know. Like, personally, I would like to see it. I just don't know how other people feel about it. Man, it's kind of weird how it went and chopped it like that. All right, so let's go and orient this stuff. First off, I'm gonna fix my camera. The camera has, we don't need this screen. So I'm going to, oh, sorry, we have to fix the camera. All right, fixing the camera. Walnut, fine with me, but I don't use Nuke, so probably wouldn't watch it. Yeah, because like mostly anybody who's jumped onto like my server or my videos are, you know, they're looking for match move. So it's kind of tough for me to say that, you know, that it's of people's preference to have other stuff kind of tossed at them. All right, so let me fix the camera. I have to fix the camera because the FBX exports in older SynthEyes, the newest versions of SynthEyes, fix this. They have fixed this, but if we go to the camera shape transform stuff, rotation axis has -90. This camera will not work in Nuke and some other software. It'll go and it'll flip in a weird angle. So we're gonna fix this. Oh, by the way, if it's just for your own Maya scene or Blender scene or whatever, that's fine. Don't worry about it. This is just a good habit to get into. But to fix this, here's an easy way. I'm gonna take, oh, nobody has a bake script. Okay, I'm gonna do this as, I have scripts that will make this easy for me, but I'm gonna do this how everybody else would have to. So there is HK tools, but I'm gonna do this manually. So this image plane, I'm gonna duplicate it out, Shift P, constrain it to the old thing, parent, and now I'm gonna take this new plane, edit, keys, bake simulation. Sorry, every time I bake in Maya, for some reason it hides behind every other window. So yeah, it baked. So now we have, I can delete this old screen, and this new screen has the animation. So the camera here, I'm going to duplicate, put it under that screen, And if we look at it, its transforms come up as 0, but there's rotate Y 90. So I'm going to go into the transforms, take this negative 90, zero it out, so you see our camera flipped, and now I'm going to zero out this 90 in the Y-axis, and there it's returned back to normal. Now I can bake this camera out, so I'm going to have to duplicate this camera, Shift-P, parent constraint to the old one, recent commands, parent constraint, take this camera, edit, keys, bake simulation. Again, you don't have to do this. This is if you want to take this camera into other things. You could totally have just exported your camera as an Alembic or a Maya ASCII, and you wouldn't have to go through any of this. I just went through FBX because it gives me my my geo. Oh, I gotta slow down how fast I talk. Walnut. Oh, by the way, I like the idea of the file transfer channel in the Discord. The links kept getting lost in the chat channel, so that's very helpful. Yeah, I should have did that a long time ago. Yeah, by the way, anybody who cares, if I'm going to start putting some links for my shots that I do on stream into the new chat channel on Discord. And I'm going to leave those shots up as long as I can, at least until my Google Drive folder gets filled. So, you know, older links on there might disappear at some point, but you can just ask me for shots. But newer links in that channel, you should be able to just download it and get the shot that I'm doing on stream. Okay, so this camera, I think I baked it already. Yeah, cool. So I'm going to delete that. There we go. Get rid of the old camera. I have my fixed camera. That was very annoying. Again, I have a bake script, which means I don't have to do all that constraining stuff that I just did. I just showed it as if, you know, I showed it as if somebody's going to do it, but don't have our scripts. Sad Sill. By the way, hey, awesome. It is awesome. Oh, why am I looking at the cylinder? Trying not to give him a friend there. All right, so let me get scale. I'm not gonna scale this amazingly, honestly. I'm just gonna get a little reference for the height. My translate, I'm gonna go, I don't know, 170 up. Is that right? I just imported a ref dude to see. Where's my cube? Oh, he's kind of up there. Okay. Sorry, I didn't feel right. This is the scale I'm going with. It's a scale that's very commonly used in studios. Let me just get rid of that cube I don't need anymore. Okay, so now let me scale the stuff up. I don't need Satsil. Group. And I'm going to... Oh, I should have had a center line here. Let's get a center line on this bus. So I can snap a center line here. Snap here. Scale this up. I don't know how accurate this is. It just kind of feels roughly right. So I'm going to hide this dude. Oh, and I have to bake all this stuff again. So I'm going to take the camera, duplicate it out, and take this, constrain, parent, edit, keys, bake, and Shy Maya disappeared. Good, and delete that. There's my new camera. Get rid of that camera. this object, if I wanted to get it out of here, again, just duplicate it, Shift P, parent constrain it. I'm going to go space recent commands, parent. I'm going to go space recent bake. Let me just minimize synthi so it doesn't keep popping up every time. There's our new object. Get rid of that. And the locators, I can just, there's no animation, so they're just going to be fine. Also the bus, get out of there. Cool. All right. Gonna take and scale all these locators down. Don't want to see them. Let's rename this screen. That's probably going to be a bake later. This camera, let's rename it shotcam underscore faux 001. And I am going to take all of the geometry and animated objects, call it set proxies. The locators, at Track VFX, we usually have it under a group, not another locator. Just because it's me, I'm just gonna leave it like this, call it locator. Actually, I'm gonna call it trackers. That's just a me thing. And let's just organize this a little bit. Cam and now let's call this set geo because I already have set proxies listed down here. Color these a fluorescent green, call it locks or something, whatever you want, trackers, I don't know. Ah, 7 people watching still. That's impressive. I am so tired and everybody is championing through. I use that word very poorly. Okay. Use background. Let's take use background to this as well. Why is my camera blue? I'm going to take camera and add selected objects. Yeah, I accidentally made the set proxy and put the camera in it. Okay, so split view. Middle. I'm going to middle mouse drag the camera into this view. We have to add the image plane because I lost that earlier on that bake. All right, where am I? UD plate, open, sequence. Why can't I see it? Oh, it's because the far clip was terrible. Ah. Scale down to locators. They were kind of monstrously massive. And wireframe on shaded. Oh my lord. Okay. We're close. All right. So I'm going to use a tool real quick. Actually, I don't want to. Yes, I want to. So if you download HK tools and just drag and drop, do the quick install. It's so easy. You can get all these tools and you can figure out how to use stabilize. Walnut, bye Calvin, I have to sleep now. See you next stream. What and whenever that may be. Probably soon. I think I'm going to be streaming a lot this coming week and a half or so because I got a few shots that I want to do. So it might be quite frequently. Yeah, we'll see. Have a good sleep, man. Okay, what I'm last thing this is done. I just want to say this is done. So I'm just gonna put oh, well, if we want to be more like track VFX, I gotta put the frame number at the end. How many frames do we got? 230. 230 FMS. There we go. Okay, that's kind of track VFX style, how we do it. This is how we deliver a shot. We also put cones on trackers that don't have a wireframe or geo for it. All right, so at this point, this is done. If anybody needs to go, they can go. I'm just gonna say, if anybody wanted to do any fixes to this, here's what you can do. If I take one of these locators, I'm gonna duplicate it, call it control, and then the screen, I'm gonna duplicate it, hide it, just so I have one to fall back on. I'm gonna put this under control. So this locator now, I can pivot and rotate this plane from up here. But I'm going to select my object, and with HK tools, well, I'm going to switch my hotkey set. If I click this first one, it'll change my hotkey set to... I got to keep clicking it, it's cycling through. There we go, HK tools hotkey. All right, so now my hotkeys are all set to HK tools. So I'm going to select my object itself, hold Shift Alt C. Now you can stabilize just like you would in Synthesize. And now that we're stabilized, we can grab that control. Is my stream delayed? It looks like my stream is very delayed. Either that or I'm going so fast that it's not keeping up with me on the side. Alright, so if you needed to, you see the perspective is a little bit funny on some frames. You can find all the good frames, place a key on all the good frames that you don't really want to touch, let's say, because they look awesome. But you see a frame like this, where you can see that the wireframe like should be level on these letters here. Right here, like you can see the spacing here is different from over here. So you've preserved the frames that are good. So now you can come in and make a little adjustment if you have to. I've messed, oh no. When you rotate it though, like I should have put the locators, like all of these under that controller so that the locators follow and you can make sure that these all stick to their detail. But I'm tired. Anyway, that's all I got. I think I'm done. There was a time where I was thinking about doing the screen like as it goes away, but I'm not feeling it. Okay, Shift Alt C, get rid of that stabilize. And I'm going to return my hotkey set back to my Track VFX hotkey set. All right, we're done. If there's any questions, I'm very tired. But we'll see what I can do. See what I can do. I want to give this screen a bright color. All right. So it looks like, oh, I also don't know if there's a big delay in my stream. There might, I'm kind of scared that there is a question or something. And I'm just gonna like ask that question, wait for like 30 seconds and nobody will have even seen it. So right now I'm just kind of stalling to see if anything pops up, but I'm done. And it doesn't look like there's any questions. Hopefully the delay isn't a problem. So I am going to take and switch over to the end card and thank you for watching. I am going to dive under my covers of my bed as fast as I can. That's not true. I'm probably going to sit somewhere and play on my phone. Watch useless YouTube videos with information that will only serve me a purpose at like get-togethers or small parties when the pandemic's over. Hey, look at this useless shit I learned over the pandemic. Great conversation, huh? I love useless information so much. I am 90% surface knowledge. I don't know enough about a lot of things, but I am very surface knowledge on a lot of things. Helps me a bit, but not super specifically. Oh god, I'm tired. Alright, I gotta go. It looks like my stream just caught up to the thanks for watching. Again, I don't know. It looks like there might have been a big delay to the stream, so I hope that wasn't the case. But anyway, I'm done now. Thank you. See you. I just want to say bless that one person who's still sitting there watching all this. Watching the triangles fly away. Bless you.